Tom Cole, the coach with BCSN and Sports Wrap on the Road. What an honor and privilege it is to have the skipper from the Detroit Tigers, Mr. Jim Leyland. Coach, thanks so much for giving us some time on BCSN. And Coach, before we get into the baseball part of it, I want to talk a little bit of what it meant to you to come back and be inducted into the Perrysburg High School Hall of Fame. What a great affair.
Yeah, it really was. And the best part about it was that I got treated like everybody else. And Jerry Glanville and I were a little concerned about that. You know, and this was a night for everybody. There were 6 inductees, everyone certainly just as important as we were. And I think that's the thing that they pulled off the best. So, you know, you didn't want anybody to take offense, you know, somebody get a little more, limelight than somebody else. I was really paranoid about that. And they really handled that good because all those inductees, it was an honor to be inducted with that group.
Coach Jim, the thrills that you, your coaching staff, and your teammates gave us in 2006. What an incredible ride! Can you, has it, you've been able to step back a little bit from it. Have you been able to kind of assimilate that in yet? Because it was an amazing ride.
Yeah, really. I'm looking for 2007. I'm not one to look back. It was a great year. And I think you put that in a wonderful memory bank somewhere, and you save it. And when your career's over, you look back, and say, 2006 was really a remarkable year. But I'm looking forward. You know, we got a lot of work to do. We got some unfinished business, obviously. So we're going to give it our best shot again this year. But it certainly was a wonderful ride.
Coach Jim, we had a chance to go to Pandemonium where 7 or 8 of your Tigers were there, and they were. I got to tell you, as skipper of the club, the commonality that was there on every one of your guys, nice, accessible, polite, couldn't have been better to work with. That's a compliment to you and your organization.
Well, it's real important to be professional both on and off the field, and that's what we're trying to get. I think you'll find out now that coaches in a lot of professional sports in particular, I think we're going for maybe a little less player and a little more person. And I think that's very important. And I think, to be honest with you, I think in close games at crunch times, I think it can make a difference.
Coach, you got the big bat coming in with Chef. What does that mean to you?
Well, he's a veteran player that I've had before, one of the premier hitters in all of baseball. And I think if somebody said, the Detroit Tigers are going to win the championship last year, the American League Championship, and during that winter they're going to add Gary Sheffield, most people would probably say they're crazy.
Coach, on the way out, I heard you say something about coaching. I thought that it just was one of the best statements I've ever heard about preparation. You don't worry about the wins and losses. If you prepare hard, work hard, and do your best, and the rest is taken care of. That's a neat philosophy.
Yeah, well, I think my philosophy has always been, take your job serious, not yourself. And number 2, play like you're in first base, but prepare like you're in second. And I think that helps.
Coach Jim, thanks so much for being with us on Sports Wrap.